Introducing the car that loves to drive sideways. What else can it do? Find out right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing and to its mod world where we test different mods for different sims to see if they add to our enjoyment. Thanks for watching, my name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. After I finished testing last week's track by Trained Monkey Modding, still love that name by the way, I decided I was going to test one of their cars. And while they have a metric ton of Skodas in the roster, I went for the Tatra. First because of the looks, but also because I wanted to drive a classic car once again. Even more, one I had never heard about before. Let's get to it. I still don't have the CSP on, have to do a test session later in the week. And it's noticeable this mod has not been done for high definition by the stairs in the lines. Otherwise it looks very good from the inside and the outside, even though I'd risk a bet that the exhausts are not realistic. Trained Monkey Modding themselves say they did not use any data from the car as that data would have been difficult to find anyway. They went more for the overall feeling of this car that, while it was a Czech limousine at its time, it was also used in racing and mostly in endurance races. As I said in the beginning, this car loves to move sideways. It's a heavy beast that lays heavy on the track, is understeery as the next monster and likes to lock the brakes. Brakes that don't work that well anyway, at least compared to modern brakes, so you have to start pressing softly on them long before you would do in a modern racing car, but about as long as you would do in any classic car like this. The force feedback is concentrated on the forces that you'd encounter on the wheel, and therefore you mostly will work with or against the centering forces of the wheel. Unluckily, you won't have much communication from the tires. Locking them, moving sideways or most any other information, save driving over the curbs, won't be related to you. I expected more based on the quality of other parts of this mod. I do confess I never reached a point where I understood how to drive this car well. I was able to deal with it well enough not to lose it completely, but not well enough to be fast in it. Understeery and heavy, it's easy to catch when you lose control, but I lost tons of time in practice and race trying to keep it on the track and trying to force it to take the curves the way I wanted. That, of course, did not help in races, as the AI did understand this car, had a good racing line and drove it very well. Well programmed and well set, it ran circles around me, who was often enough feeling more in a rally than in a race on tarmac. Nothing special to report here. Sound fits. Sometimes I heard some metallic clicking that I think comes from errors in the programming of the sound, but nothing that would drive me crazy. Sounds well, solid programming, even if not extraordinary. I must say though, I like the sound the suspension does at times. Nice touch. While I still don't understand the car and I'm not able to drive it well, it's a lot of fun to convince it to go where you want to go. The feeling of way is there and the overall impression by the reaction of the car was realistic. In a different way than the Bravos, but still realistic. Pity about the low amount of information from the force feedback though. I don't think beginners would have much fun with this car if they are not accustomed to drive this kind of cars, but intermediate pilots and experienced drivers will surely get a kick of the difficulties involved in driving this monster and the joy it brings when you are able to have it a tiny bit under control, with the added bonus of driving a car most of us have never seen before, much less driven. For more classic cars, check the playlist to the left or have a look at the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.